I pretty much for a long time have had an interest in performing arts type stuff. So I've done a lot of singing and songwriting, just being accompanied by someone on guitar or piano and stuff. And then I've also done a lot of acting both at school and outside of school. And then, yeah, pretty much it was only when I came to uni that I sort of decided that I might want to write or direct theatre. I was going to do a Bachelor of Performing Arts at Monash, but the campus is in Clayton, so transportation, even by my parents, would have been really hard, and I would have spent most of my time travelling. So basically then my view was to come here and do student theatre. I wrote and directed a short work, I guess, for a festival that they have every second year at Melbourne Uni called Mudfest. And basically the show was a 40-minute piece about a young person with a disability and their carer or nurse in a nursing home. So that was really fun. It was sort of an absurdist kind of comedy sort of thing. And I deliberately casted someone with a disability in that role. So the Disability Liaison Unit is important, definitely, for my academic help. Basically, I've got a support package from DHS, which I've had for my whole life, but in coming to university, what I had to do was apply for extra funding from DHS because the university won't actually provide attendant care, i.e. someone to help me go to the toilet and things like that, whereas they will provide someone to take notes and help you research in the library and that sort of thing. I mean, I was lucky that I applied for this scheme called Futures for Young Adults, which is basically for people with disabilities who need some sort of support to be able to work or study. So that was good in that it gave me almost exactly what I needed. So basically, with my care and various other supports, what I want to do is have a variety of options, and also be in situations where I potentially don't need anything. So for things like theatre opportunities that come up, the Futures for Young Adults funding could cover that because it's part of my foreseeable sort of work and employment, I guess. But also, for instance, during rehearsal, I may not need much at all in a way of sort of personal care. So that's sort of one thing that I've found useful. I'd really like to go to England and enjoy the freedoms and such that people with disabilities have over there, and also explore their more thriving artistic community. I guess one of my goals would be to obviously travel and just be a tourist, but there's also a few connections that I have to theatre people over there, so I'd like to get some work. I'd also like to move out of home. Like, my parents are great, but, you know, I wouldn't want to live there forever. So I guess one of the things I'm working on at the moment is sort of trying to figure out how that will work. Like whether, for instance, I'll move to another house or whether I'll stay in the house that I'm in now and kick my parents out. Because they actually were the ones that suggested that, because my current house is already set up for my disability type needs. And then I suppose I also have to figure out sort of, you know, how I'm going to get my support needs met, given that at the moment my parents do a lot of that, despite the fact that I have a lot of attendant care hours. And then there's always, you know, the other things that people without disabilities have to consider, like cooking and cleaning for themselves and that sort of thing, which is going to be fun.